All right. Shalom. We coming at you. All right. Once again. All right. With another lesson to prophesy. All right. And to spread the word of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Before we begin, we want to give infinite honors, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Haracha'a Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone that rule very well unto this very day. Shalom to the sincere Akim, Wa Akwathim, Wabanium. All right. The brothers, sisters, and children of Israel. All right. That is obeying, trimming their lamps, making their calling and their election sure. And here we are here again. All right. Because you already know why you're here. All right. Because the title says it. All right. In the days of Noah. Okay. And we are in fact living in those times, man. All right. In the times of Noah. All right. We got a lot of scoffers. We got a lot of demons that's, trying to discredit the truth and they want to live their best life and all in one win. You know what I'm saying? Like the Lord not dealing with them niggas, man. All right. Because the Lord is not going to let a scoffer live too much longer. Okay. Because the first wave of niggas that's going to die in Jacob's trouble is going to be the scoffers. The ones that's really doing too much out here, man. All right. Trying to prove a point with no point, But anyway, let's start off with Luke 17 and 26, and we'll just build off that, Baba Kusha. Your mic is muted, brother.
God, this is Luke 17 and 26. Luke 17 and 26. And it reads, and as it was in the days of Noah, so
You hear
shall
that?
it be.
As it was. You hear that? As it was in the days of Noah. Okay. You got to examine Noah, and what he was doing. All right. Noah was predisposed from Yahweh Shema Washah that they are going to destroy the earth with water. And what do he need to do? He have to build an ark. Okay. And that ark is going to house him. That ark is going to house his family. And that ark is going to house every single animal by twos in there. Okay. He was already predisposed this before everything went down. Like, this is what you're going to do. But here's the difference between Noah, which is a representation of us, and versus the 2/3. Noah feared Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. See, you got to fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And you just can't just fear him. You have to have a healthy fear in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Because the moment you get lackadaisical, you're going to start doing shit that's going to get you worthy of death, and you thinking nothing going to happen to you, till the Lord smoke your ass out and make your life hard at the same time. You know what I'm saying? That's how the Lord get down. And one thing about in the times of Noah, all right, Noah had to go gather the wood, and the town seeing this. They seeing it. They seeing them hammering. They see him trying to warp these boards into into the form of the boat and all of that, building the frame, because having an ark like that, you have to have a strong foundation to keep that ark from not ripping apart from those vigorous waters, man. All right. And that ark, all right, is a spiritual representation of the body of the, because we are building a spiritual ark. Okay. All right. Shalom, shalom, brother. Yabashimal Shabaraka. Shalom to the brother Ana out there in what I'm saying, the Atlanta church. He posted Proverbs 19 and 29. Judgments are prepared for scorner. That's beautiful, man. Judgments are prepared for scorners and stripes for the back of fools. And that's why the Lord is going to bring Jacob's trouble to the 100% of savagery and viciousness. Okay, because these niggas need it, man. These niggas is ready to go to the club. These niggas is ready to go buy a new Hellcat and stunt in front of a person that don't have a car and drive past them real fast because they don't have it. These niggas love stunting, man. But guess what? Judgments are prepared. So, what I'm saying? So me and the brother Azaria was talking off camera about, Teeth of Wild Beasts and Jacob's Trouble and things of that nature, and that really inspired this lesson. It was a point that I made about how, Jake is gonna run into, countless judgments, man. Okay. This devil, because he is a devil. Anytime that you are, against Yahweh Shema Shah, you a damn devil, man. He's gonna find himself in a building and he gonna be in the middle of a staircase and he gonna see one lion walking up the stairs and he gonna walk up and he gonna see another lion bend that corner on his ass. He ain't gonna know what to do. Because you think people not gonna release these animals out these zoos? An animal was made to live, not to be taken pictures of all goddamn day. These animals ready to, man, I'm talking about unleash, not just on Esau, but you pork eating niggas. That's why these judgments are prepared, because y'all turned y'all back on Yahweh Shema Washai, and guess what? Y'all talking shit about it, and look, this is even worse. They don't give a fuck. That's the thing. So what the Lord gonna do to a person that just don't care? Judgments will be prepared for you. Because if you don't believe how the Lord wants you to believe, you're gonna die. If you don't have faith like how the Lord wants you to have faith, you're gonna die. If you don't have the strong momentum going into Jacob's trouble, you're gonna die. This is just what it's gonna be. It is what it is, man. All right. And stripes for the back of fools, right? And stripes for the back of fools. And a fool is a stupid person, a dullard, a extremely retarded person spiritually. All right. These niggas is wise to do evil. They can teach you to break down a brick. They can break it down. I'm talking about they know how much baking soda to put with this, and they know how to mix it up, and they know how to do all of the other shit. But when it come down to these scriptures, is womp, 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 womp. They don't know nothing. It's like we speak in Paleo Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what we're saying, man, because it's not for them. But they understand them NBA Youngboy lyrics, though. But you got it, though, brother. That was a beautiful precept, though.
I have one. I have a line back for that brother from the GMS Bear Witness of the Light 447. This is a direct precept, man. This is Proverbs 10 and 13. In the lips of him that hath understanding, wisdom is found.
Exactly, man, because that's first half of that. Read the first half. Read the first half over.
Proverbs 10 and 13. In the lips of him that hath understanding, wisdom is found.
Exactly. All right. That's why Noah was prophesying. Noah was telling them, it's finna rain. It's finna rain, y'all. Get right. That's wisdom. He got the account from Yahweh Shema Shai. He believed the report and he prophesied it. That's why people were scoffing. You acted like he was just building a boat, not saying nothing. He was saying it like, yo, it's finna rain, y'all. And they laughing. Just like how they doing us to this day. We gonna stay by a big spaceship, y'all. We gonna have spiritual power like Superman. You know what these niggas say? Shut your black ass up and get out my face. That's literally what they be saying to us, man. Through the spirit, they'll spit at our feet. I got spit on. Many brothers got spit on. Some brothers got punched in the damn face. Brothers got shot at. The whole fucking nine, man. And we giving them the good news. Letting you know that you are Israelite. Letting you know to turn back from your wicked ways. Letting you know that the Lord love you, bro. Like, for real. You just got to tighten up. That's it. Just tighten up. Stop worshiping other gods, bro. The kingdom of heaven is within you, bro. Somebody got to get delivered. Why not you? Why not me? Why not this brother? Why not that brother? Come on, man. In the time of Noah, all right, this is a time where it didn't rain. It was a desert. Israel is still a desert. But in the ancient world, there wasn't nobody controlling the weather with, with that damn heart machine and all of that shit. And it wasn't none of that. It was hot all day, 120 degrees beating all day. And the only source of water really was the dew in the morning. You know how like you would take the garbage out? You know what I'm saying? And you got to hurry up because you done heard the damn truck and you done fucking forgot. Now you got to hurry up and take it out and you just threw your little slides on right quick and you go outside, you walk across the grass, your feet going to be wet than a motherfucker. That's dew. So if that's all you know and a person telling you it's going to rain, they're going to look at you and be scoffing like, no, what are you talking about? This is an area where they're going to have every little thing to say about what you got to say. But Noah was giving them things that they should know. Not this just what I believe. No, this is what you should know. You know? But what these niggas do, 120, you know what I'm saying? Because he built the ark for 120 years. And what's beautiful about that is that's how many years the elder apostles have as a collective of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is about 120 years. So that's how you know we at the end. But anyway, go ahead and finish that, you know what I'm saying, second half.
Proverbs 10 and 13. In the lips of him that hath understanding, wisdom is found. But a rod is for the back of him that is void of understanding.
You see? So all you niggas that don't want to listen, all you niggas that think that what you got going on is better than what we are telling you. Cool. That's what's up. I'll give you an Israelite hand clap. Let's see what you come up with at the end of the day. You know, because I mean, like for real, really, it boils down to when you call on Yahweh Shema Shai, is he really gonna answer you? Is he really gonna answer your prayer? Is he really gonna be attentive to you like a son or a daughter? Or he just gonna ignore your ass and turn his back on you just like how you did him? Remember, 2/3 of our people said we have no king but Caesar. Remember that. You have to remember that. There is more evil than good. You have to keep that in mind. Okay? All we do is deal with brothers. All we do is deal with like-minded people. So don't get lost in the sauce. There's more evil than good. That's why they killed Yahushua. So if Yahushua loved everybody like the world says, right? Why would they kill him? Why would they crucify him? Why? Let me answer that question. Why? If he loved everybody, he rubbed a lot of them wicked niggas the wrong way and was calling them out on their bullshit. That's one thing Yahushua do. He'll call your ass out and pull your card all at the same time before he kill your ass. You know? And that's what he gonna do to these 2/3 niggas. Pull a card to the most utmost of getting your card pulled before he kill him. And that's why them judgments are prepared, because all of these judgments, the angels and Yahweh Shema Shah, they having councils about these niggas. You know this, they having councils on how they gonna smoke these niggas out, and it's gonna be in the worst way, and it's gonna hurt. Let me get Wisdom of Solomon 3:1 right quick to prove that. Because a righteous man, it ain't gonna, even if we do gotta lay down our life, you know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna hurt to us. We didn't get into this truth to get messed up and jacked up, but if we gotta lay down our lives for this truth, that's what we gonna do. You know, but the Lord gonna preserve us though. If we do gotta go down that road, he is gonna be with us. We ain't gonna feel no pain. Point blank, period. But these other niggas is though. But you got it.
Get that Wisdom of Solomon. I gotta get the other phone on. I have it on deck to get the apocryphal precepts.
Okay, well, you know what I'm saying? We'll just do that in part 2 then. You know what I'm saying? We'll just go into that. Let's go into Luke, the 17th chapter. Let's go back there and just read the first half over.
This is Luke 17:26. And it reads, and as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man.
Right, and the Son of Man is now. You know what I'm saying? And the Son of Man is then all the way up to now. Okay? Because mind you, Yahushua is on his way. We've been saying that. Y'all don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all don't believe that a man that died on the cross and rose after 3 days is going to come back like a god. A lot of y'all niggas don't believe that. A lot of y'all think he an Edomite. Let's really talk about it. We live. Let's really talk about it. A lot of you pork eating niggas think that the Lord is an Edomite. Let's really deal with it. You know? That's why the Lord gonna kill y'all niggas, man. Because it's an ideology that the Lord has to kill too. You know? To kill an ideology, you got to kill a lot of people at one time to end it. Because we ain't finna have a kid that's gonna grow up and believe none of that dumbass shit. Real talk. That's what the Lord finna do. And he's having us, all right, not just us two, but many prophets, many brothers in GMS, because the Lord is dealing with the true prophets. We out to warn you, just like Noah, until the Lord say ain't no more. And we so close to ain't no more, it's like that. That's how close. I'm talking about if you close your door to your house and the latch don't close, but the door is still open, but it's closed, all you got to do is tap that door and it's going to be locked. Only thing to do is the latch got to catch. The latch is just like this on Jacob's Trouble. You know what I'm saying? It's just like this. It's about to latch on your ass. I'm trying to tell you. And when that door locked, it's locked. Yahushua got the key. We're going to have to ride it out. So what you doing prior to that? That's why I said the strong momentum. You know, you can't be a scoffing ass nigga and think the Lord just finna just get you on up out of there. You know, just go ahead and get you on up out of there. And no, he gonna go on and get you on up out of there. Is what he gonna do. You ain't gonna get out of here in the chariot. You gonna be out of here cremation. A lot of you niggas gonna get cremated. A lot of you niggas is gonna be a burnt offering. Because one thing about Yahweh Shema Shah, even with Noah, even with Yahweh Shah, even with every prophet, all the way on down to ourselves, you gotta give a sacrifice to Yahweh Ba Hashem Yahweh Shah at the end of the day. You gotta give a sacrifice. Whether it's gonna be through the spirit or your ass. One or the other. Pick. I choose through the spirit. This brother choose through the spirit. Y'all choose through the spirit. But a lot of these niggas is at your door reality people, and they gonna have to let that hit their front door. Unfortunately to say. Because that's the only way they gonna learn is death by pain. It's gonna take a ICBM missile for these niggas to understand that the prophets now came in the prophets of old, just like Noah that we bringing out, which is a representation of us, because he was given a warning every day, a warning. It's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. Then 100, year 118 roll by. I can see these old nappy headed niggas now. Dang, you still out here building that ark? You still out here? Look, if they was the first Drewskis, I'll go ahead and put it that way. Them 2/3 niggas, they had the Drewski spirit. You know how like Drewski trying to talk about us and shit like that, you know, but in actuality, when you really identify the Drewski shit, when he was talking about the Hebrew Israelites, you know, he was even doing handshakes like this. He was even doing that, you know what I'm saying, in the damn video, you know what I'm saying? He was even doing that. And I was like, hold on, like, you know, I'm not going to say too much on that, but this dude be watching. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, don't act like he didn't watch us or watch no videos and see our mannerisms, our cadences, X, Y, and Z, you know, so you know he heard the truth. So don't act like he did it, you know. But, you know, in his jokes, he was basically talking about how you know what I'm saying, on how Esau and America are gonna get destroyed. Really? I mean, he really wasn't talking shit for real. He was just talking about our mannerisms and cadences of, you know what I'm saying, or how, you know what I'm saying, like the elders did in the 90s and all that. You know, he's on that type stuff, man. You know? But it's still scoffing, and the Lord ain't dealing with that because that shit went hella viral with over hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of views worldwide. And now, but guess what that do though? Whether it's negative or positive, you still putting eyes on the Hebrew Israelites, and you still putting eyes on this truth to the point where the Lord is using Drewski to push the word even more, because you know what I'm saying, even on the left hand side, to where there is no excuse. But you got it, bro.
Yeah, I can add to that point. I can't just grab the precept, but I could loosely paraphrase it. The scriptures, it reads that for we can do nothing against the truth, but only for the truth. You know, and it's the same in Drewski's case. You know, he only bringing people to the awareness, man. You know, but yeah,
that's all he doing. Kind beautiful point, man. That's all he doing. You know what I'm saying? And just bringing more awareness to Yahweh Shema Shah to justify them judgments being prepared for your black ass. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's all the Lord doing is marking your ass, because in the eyes and the brain of Yahweh Shema Shah, they want you to click. Oh, okay. Let me start getting my stuff to, you know, because that's how Yahweh Shema Shah think. That once you hear the truth one time, the Lord wants you to repent right then and there. He don't want you to be on some, well, I don't know what I want to do. Like, like, okay, you got prophets like that, like Jonah. He was kind of like, like this. Both, on, kind of straddling the fence a little bit. Don't know what side he want to be on, but the Lord forced his hand. You know what I'm saying? The Lord forced Jonah's hand. And a lot of us brothers got our hand forced to get into this truth too. So don't act like Jonah was the only one in history. Like, you know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, 98% of us had our hand. We had our card pulled to come into this truth. About 90% of us, me included. So don't act like I'm the only one. You know your walk. When you get to talking to Jake on some personal shit and you start hearing their story, you like, okay, now I understand. Okay, now I understand why. But let's go back to Luke though. What's up?
God, this is
the second half.
God, this is Luke 17 and 27. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
And that's Jake. Jake love eating. Jake love fucking. And don't let Jake go through nothing. Oh man. If Jake go through something, oh man. I'm talking about Jake gonna be fucking left and right, eating up everything, trying to live his little best life. These dumbass Negroes, they live for Friday and Saturday. I mean, these niggas live for that weekend, man. I'm trying to tell you. It's, you know what I'm saying? Them niggas live for that weekend, man. They love it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a chef outside of the truth, and I see how these niggas is on Friday and Saturday, knowing goddamn well you got to pay rent next week, but them niggas gonna make sure they pay $80 for a damn trio medallion. But anyway, read that first half over again about them eating, drinking.
This is Luke 17 and 27. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day Noah entered into the ark.
Right. So basically, Jake just living a normal little life, doing whatever the fuck they want to do, not even considering what Noah is even doing. I mean, can you just imagine? And like, that's the same thing what they do today. We on the highways ahead, just really saying knowledge, wisdom, and understanding for you to get right and stuff like that have been brought down. This is like family business knowledge that have been passed down from the ancient world all the way down to the future. This is like family business, like, you know what I'm saying? Family records. This what your uncle did. This, because mind you, Yahushua is our big brother. We got the same blood in our veins as Yahushua. The same blood. This ain't nothing new. So what you got to do? So these niggas is trying to live their life, normal, constantly do what they want to do, disregard Noah, just like how they disregarded Yahushua, just like how they disregarded the disciples, the apostles, when they called them unlearned and everything like that, because they didn't go to those rabbinic institutions and was under their curriculum, was set us different than these so-called scholars and these other niggas out here. And and Noah as well. What set us and Noah, the prophets of old, all right, even the apostles, we got direct authority from Yahushua to do this. We didn't do this out of our own will. We got direct authority to, to do this. Just like the apostles did. All right. Peter and John. They had direct authority. Okay? Because they were eyewitnesses as well. They were there. Both of them was at the sepulcher. Both of them were at the sepulcher. John beat Peter to the sepulcher, waited at the door that was cracked, and let Peter go in. You know, they let John beat Peter to the sepulcher. Peter waited at the door and let Peter go in because he was the head of the church. And both of them, and then, you know what I'm saying, John went, and then they realized Yahushua ain't in there. You know? How many people in the world gonna believe that? You got to be built for this truth. You got to be fashioned in this truth to believe that. And it really happened. This is historical literature on how that account is worded. It is, you know, worded like they did this, then after this, they said this to this person, and then this person said this, and then this person did this. It is historical literature in chronological order of what happened. So that's a real account. Because it's written in the words of an eyewitness, like I was here. You know what I'm saying? See, these niggas don't even understand reading comprehension in school. So how the fuck is you gonna understand these scriptures? And you can't even know that damn you know, Bob had a damn blue shirt and picked up a blue dog. Okay, so what shirt Bob was wearing? Brown. That's these fucking, like, these niggas ain't got no reading comprehension. These niggas can't even comprehend a damn 2-paragraph. You know, come on, man. These niggas reading at 3rd grade level around this bitch. You really think they finna break these scriptures down? Stop playing with me. But you got it.
This is Luke 17 and verse 27. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came.
Right. And look, they were eating, drinking, giving in the marriage until Noah went into the ark. One word: proud. We could just sum that up into one word: proud. Because if you a proud nigga, you not even finna disregard this big ass ark right here. This is bigger than your neighborhood. If you got some fucking sense, you inquire about what's going on, right? Not talk shit. So we're building a spiritual ark, and they see us all throughout the 4 corners of the earth, everywhere. And guess what? They don't even inquire. Maybe 1 or 2. And then you find out you got to throw that fish back in the fucking water because they got fucking worms in it. Anyway, you got it, bro.
That brings to my mind the precept of an ox knows his
get it,
master.
Get it. Isaiah 1 and 3. Or is it Isaiah 1 and 4? Try 1, but it's in 1 and 3, I think. Isaiah 1. It's 3 or 4. I haven't went into that in a minute. That's a beautiful precept.
You right. It's Isaiah 1 and 3. The ox knoweth his owner,
man,
and the ass his master's crib.
Right. So what's an ass? A donkey. What's an ox? A bull. All right. Those are 2 stubborn ass animals, man. Try to grab a bull by the horns. Okay. He gonna stand there and drop his head down and just look at you like, get off of me. Leave me alone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just, I mean, I think a bull is a cool looking animal, like an ox and all that, but they're stubborn. You know what I'm saying? You got to really whoop their ass to understand. You got to kick them in their ass to go forward. And if you had him long enough, he ain't going to turn around and try to hook your ass. But usually they'll just, you know what I'm saying? You kick them in the ass a couple of times, they'll run. They'll run away. Or if you walk up to them, they know to get the fuck on. But you know what I'm saying? But look, A lot of them bulls are stand there and they start digging at that damn ground on your ass. Yeah, hold on. I done fed you. Hold on. Hey, what you doing? I done fed your ass. I done did this. I done did that. I done did everything for you. And you, hold on, nigga, you better not dig that damn hoof in that goddamn ground again. But that's Jake towards Yahweh Shema Washai. See, one thing about asses like a donkey, you ever heard of a donkey kick? That is their defense mechanism. They will kick the fuck out of you. Okay? That is what these 2/3 niggas done spiritually to Yahweh Shema Washai by pulling that shoulder and trying to swing on them. That's literally what these niggas doing through the spirit, man. They trying to swing on Yahweh Shai, man. The Lord offering help, they pull the shoulder and try to turn around and do something. That's why the Lord gonna kill a lot of y'all niggas, man. Cause y'all think y'all got it like that, and y'all don't. You on the bottom. You got Esau over you. How far can you really go for real? Behind every Jake's success, there's an Edomite right there, a small hat right there, a Moabite right there, but mainly a small hat, because they are the chief tribe of the Edomites, but they are the chief heathen tribe, Amalek. You know? So we out here blowing the trumpet, giving the warning, just like Noah, and they see this ark growing. This ark, this spiritual ark started with a foundation. Abba Bivens, King Mashai, High Priest Ariah. That's the foundation, right? And then I might be a bolt, like a nail that's keeping that one top part of the board in. Because if you got a break or a slit or a break in that, water can get into anything and then that whole ship will sink. You might be a boat. I might be a boat. You might be a nail. This brother might be the hammer to put the boats in. Whatever. It all plays a part in this ark. That's the different talents brothers got. You know what I'm saying? To make this ark come together. You see what I'm saying? And Yahweh Shai, the captain of this ship. You know? Read that part over for me right quick.
This is Isaiah 1:3. The ox knoweth his master, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel does not know, my people does not consider.
Right. Even though an ox may be stubborn, just like I was giving you the left-hand side of it, like, you know, on how Jake dig his hoofs in the ground on Yahweh Shema Washai, you know. But one thing on the flip side of that, to give it balance, an ox know where home at though. At the end of the day, like he'll turn on his owner and shit, do all this weird, crazy, retarded, pea-brain bullshit, right? But that ox know where the home at, even though it's a beast. You know? Even a donkey. He a donkey kick his owner. But he know where home at. Jake, they eat dinner at the enemy's house. Yahweh Shema Washai got lamb chops, mashed potatoes, broccolini, garlic naan bread, all type of stuff, right? These niggas go eat hamburger steak, and no, they go eat pork chops at Esau house. So the cheapest cut of meat, and it's unlawful. That's why niggas always buy pork steaks in the world and go eat that bullshit, because it's a cheap cut of meat and it's unlawful. That's why it's cheap.
Right.
That's why it's cheap. Because you ain't supposed to be eating that shit. They know it's gonna kill your ass. And a lot of these niggas not even eating pork. They think they eating pork, but they eating woof woof. All right. And them niggas eating meow meow around this motherfucker. You know? Jake don't consider. When you consider, you got to examine. That's too much energy for Jake. Because Jake liked to get condemned and Jake was used to doing what they like to do, you know. But the Lord gonna bring them judgments. Let's go back to Luke 17:26 close out.
This is Luke 17:26.
Handle that phone right there. I can hear vibration.
Select. You want me to start over from 26 or you want to pick up from 27 or 8?
Pick up 27.
Luke 17:27. They did eat, they drank, they married wives. They were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all.
Right. So that's a appointed time right there. You know what I'm saying? That's why the scriptures say the vision is yet for an appointed time. Okay. That is an appointed time right there. The floods came. You see? Just imagine all of them niggas, man. When they felt that raindrop tap that shoulder, you know how Jake like to be. Jake like to you know what I'm saying? Jake always like to run in the house when it rains. You know what I'm saying? They feel one drop. All right, yep, all right, now, man, let's go. Like, you know what I'm saying? They be running. I'm like, nigga, it's just a little sprinkle. See, a lot of these niggas died in that flood. That's why they got PTSD from the flood still. See, a lot of these niggas got PTSD from Noah's flood. Oh, man. But you got it, bro.
And it reads, and the flood came and destroyed them all.
And what?
Likewise. And the flood came and destroyed them all. Likewise, also as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded.
Right.
But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all.
You see, and you got to look at that in the times of Lot too now, because Lot is a representation. He is a representation of us too, because Lot was he was tired of the filthy conversation of the wicked. Just imagine you hearing all of this sodomy being talked about to everybody and all in the midst of the city, and you hearing about all of this bullshit, all this wickedness, all of this extra shit, man. That's why Lot was sitting outside the gate, because he don't even want to be around these niggas. You remember there's a scripture that's going into how, you know, so if a man is in a house with a wicked woman, he would rather dwell in the corner of a doorstep. That was Lot. That was Lot.
It is better to dwell in the corner of a rooftop than with a brawling woman in a wide house.
Yeah, man. And that's yeah, kind of, and that is a lot through the spirit, but towards an entire city. You're like, man, I want to be around y'all. I can't even say the word because they're gonna cut the video, but you know what I mean. The MO. He ain't trying to hear that shit. He ain't trying to be around that shit. He don't give a fuck about what y'all niggas talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. And look, man, we on the same shit. We don't give a fuck about what these niggas talking about. If you ain't talking about how about Shema Shah, you ain't saying nothing to me. You're not saying nothing to no brother of mine, bro. You're not saying nothing to nobody in GMS if you ain't talking about Yahweh Shah. Because that's the rallying cry here is Yahweh Shah. And if you ain't talking Yahweh Shah, you ain't got no light in you, homeboy.
Right.
So you might as well go on and burn calories up the block this way or burn calories up the block that way, bruh. You know? Lot wasn't trying to hear none of that shit. And these niggas be talking so proudly now. Like, if you say anything, just like how I had to choose my words wisely just to say M-O, not to spell it. And I can't even say the real word because these, you know what I'm saying? Like, anyway, that's why the Lord got to just come back, man, and just destroy these niggas, man. And these niggas don't feel bad too. Believe that. Different. He's gonna bring a different method this time. You see how, like in the times of Noah, he brought the water, and now he bring fire and brimstone. The Lord go up the ante. He go up that ante on your ass. I'm talking about 200,000. The Lord said, man, 200 million of them things. Man, that's scary. Then on top of that, because you know that if, you know what I'm saying? Now look, mind you, the moment they go full World War III, all right, it's gonna be an instant nuclear war. It ain't gonna be just boots on the ground for years, and then all of a sudden, no, it's gonna get nuclear so goddamn fast it's gonna make your fucking head spin. It'll be 3 months in, possibly, Lord's will, quicker than that. Somebody gonna hit the button. Believe that. Believe that. And then, you know what I'm saying? And then Revelation 8 will open up on their ass. But anyway, you got anything else you want to add on to that, the point?
Nah, well, we good. We good.
Kind of. So that's part 1. All right. All right. In the days of Noah, Lord's willing. All right. That this lesson was edifying. Okay. I want to give infinite honors, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Haracha'a Kodash, for giving us the spirit to do this video. Double honors to the elder apostles, elder bishops of Great Millstone that taught us the truth and sincerity. All right. Shalom, a strong shalom to all of the sincere brothers, sisters, and children that's out there. You know, so making their calling and their election sure, working out their own salvation with fear and trembling. All right. We on the next one. Abaratazah. Shalom.